go over a little bit of what I figured out yesterday when we went duck hunting. We left the outboard on the boat, and typically I have a longtail mud motor on the boat. I'm switching them. So we lasted one time out. I feel bad for the guys that use the outboards in the marshes. We got around okay. All the weeds tangled around the lower unit on the boat, and all the drag caused it to not operate right in the water. It was a mess. We couldn't go half the places we did just from the weeds. It had nothing to do with the depth of the water. And then depth did come into play on part of it. So I'm definitely switching, putting the longtail on for the rest of the season and taking the outboard off. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So this right here, caked up with weeds, got all tangled up on here, and just was frustrating because typically I can run along 22, 25 miles an hour in this little boat by myself with this engine, and this guy right here caked up in cattails and stuff that you can't even really tell was down under the water. Just picked it up and caused drag. So I am taking it off. I do get some on this, but typically all I do is raise it up and they kind of fall off. This thing's upside down right now. It's just hanging. I take it off the engine so that I can hang it and get it out of the way, but I pick it up and it just falls off or chews it up. So a lot faster. Every time I stopped to take all the weeds off this thing, it stopped our forward momentum, and just it wasn't a minute or two later and we were already all tangled up. So it's coming off. So I already winterized the lower unit, and I ran it out of gas yesterday when I took it out of the lake, so it's good to go for the winter. It's not going to be anywhere where it's going to freeze anyway, but I like to play it safe. And it's heavier than it looks. This is the bracket for the longtail mud motor. Plywood I just use as a backer plate in the boat, and fasten it through with screws to really keep it on there. So everything's already been drilled. This has been on and off several times. Got the bracket on, tightened down. This is part of where it sucks when you do it by yourself, because this thing is very heavy and awkward. So I did that, lifted with my back, but I mean, it's just awkward, it's hard. Now I got this pin, I got to get in the hole all by myself. So here's the ton. Got it done just in time for somebody to show up that could help me.
See,
Thanks.
Are you recording?
So I got the motor part on, the bracket on, the pin in and the bolt on. So the engine mount and everything is there. This part, the long tail hooks up to that, and then I bolt it right in here. But I'm going to maintenance it, so I'm going to change the oil. I got to drain it, into the pan. Change the oil filter. Easiest way to prolong the life of it is take care of it. So conditions it's in, it's better to do it more often than not. So we'll drain the oil off. Take the filter out. All new. Hasn't been run since last season, so wasn't much oil in it. Let that drain for a while. New filter. Drained out the oil. This thing gets 2 quarts of fresh oil. And then I'll actually start it up and let it run for a while before I put this thing on. So I got the oil changed. Went and filled up the gas can. Went to try and start it before I put the long tail on, and it wouldn't run. Would kick over with starter fluid, and so I remembered I got in a hurry last year. I didn't run the gas out of it, and the carburetor got all mucked up, so I had to take it apart like 3 times till I got it cleaned out good enough. Now it runs really good. So I got that all put together, which is all under here, so I had to take the whole top off and everything. Big mess. So for you guys that end the year and don't run the gas out, you can expect big troubles. The gas varnishes up a lot faster now than it used to. So put stabilizer in there, or if you can, run it completely out. So now I just got the long tail pushed on. Goes in here, and then all this stuff I made, and I'm getting ready to bolt it. Bolt it together on 2 spots over there, and to lock it on here, and it's a stiff back so that the long tail doesn't flex as much. And so I'm going to bolt that up and start it up and run it for a minute. You guys can see. But yeah, I definitely prefer this thing. I go way shallower water, weeds, it gets caught up on that, but I just pick it up out of the water, they fall off, and I'm on my way. That outboard yesterday, it really sucked. It got caught up. You have to come to a stop, be able to pull it up out of the water. It just was no good. So putting this guy on, had to live and learn. Fire it up one more time. So for you guys that running outboards and ever wondered what the difference between the outboard and the mud motor was, watch my first duck hunting video this year. I didn't get around very good. This thing, this long tail, it's night and day difference. I can't even believe it. So I'll fire this thing up. It's all put back together. It's on the boat. We're ready. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something. And good luck out there this year.